kindly request you to please be seated, and other delegates who are standing shall maintain the social distancing while standing. Thank you.
அது ஓம் பேக் வாங்கி வச்சிரு. ரமேஷ் அதை கவர் பண்ண முடியுமா?
I kindly request everyone to maintain social distancing while standing, please.
ஸ்லோவா போகுதில்ல. நீங்கள் மொபைலில் கனெக்ட் பண்ணிங்கன்னா அதில் டிஸ்கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு மொபைலில் பண்ணலாம். அதில் கனெக்ட் பண்ணாங்க மொபைலில் பண்ணலாம். அப்படியே ஃப்ரண்ட் எடுத்து ரமேஷ் கொஞ்சம் ஹைட் ஆயிடும், கேமரா ஹைட் ஆயிடும்.
The Honourable Union Minister has reached. Our Honourable Union Minister is being welcomed by garlanding by Chairman Quarters. A very good morning to one and all present here. On this auspicious occasion, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of the Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences, for the dedication of Coastal Research Vessel Sagar Anveshika to the nation by Dr.Harsh Vardhan ji, Honourable Union Minister, Dr. G. A. Ramadas, Director NAOT, Shippi Ravindran, Chairman Chennai Port Trust, Dr. D. Rajshekar, Project Director BNC, and Dr. Purnima Jalihal, Project Director EFW, to kindly occupy the dais. Thank you, sir and madam. I request the gathering to rise for the invocation.
सुखाकरं प्रियगणाधिपं नमामि ते विनायकं हृदकमलाधिवासिनं नमामि ते गजाननम् अनन्तमोददायकम्
Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. G.A. Ramdas, Director NIOT, to welcome the gathering, please.
Honourable Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr.Harsh Vardhan ji, Chairman Chennai Port Trust, Sri Ravindran ji, Senior Scientists and staff of NIOT and Port Trust, dignitaries and friends from the media. Good morning. I, on behalf of Dr. M. Rajivan, Secretary MOES, I welcome you all for this solemn occasion. Honourable Ministry is going to dedicate Sagar Anveshika, our coastal research vessel, to the mission. It's an honor and privilege for us that we have with us today the man of the hour, Honourable Minister Dr. Harsh Vardhan ji, who is spearheading the fight against the pandemic. And Dr. Harsh Vardhan ji, he is actually being a doctor, he is spearheading this fight, and he is the one who can deliver us from this pandemic. In spite of his busy schedule, he kindly consented to spare his time to dedicate our vessel to the nation. This speaks volume of his commitment to science and technology. Sir, your very presence is an inspiration for us. Thank you very much, sir. As an autonomous body under the Ministry of Earth Sciences, NIOT has a mandate to develop and demonstrate technologies for the sustainable harvesting of ocean resources in a reliable way. We are not like university where we do fundamental research. We are not industry to produce anything, but we demonstrate what is to be done. So our mandate is to do what others don't do and what we should do. And we developed a lot of technology for extracting living and non-living resources. One of the, actually our pride is the desalination plants we have installed at Lakshadweep Islands. We have already installed 3 desalination plants, and we are in the process of installing 6 more based on a technique called low temperature thermal desalination technique. We have a strong group working on coastal and environmental engineering, and creation of beach at Pondicherry and Kadaluru Periykuppam, where it was lost, is actually a testimony to our success. And we have developed lot of unmanned vehicles for the exploration of ocean wealth, non-living resources. We have developed remotely operated vehicle which can go up to 6,000 meters, and mining machines. With this success, now we are in the process of developing a manned submersible which can go up to 6,000 meters. It can take 3 persons to 6,000 meters water depth. We call them aquanauts, and we call this Masja 6000. It's a Samudrayan, like a Gaganayan. It will be a reality in another 4 years. This will catapult India to a select club of nations. Apart from that, we have got a mandate to deploy moored buoys actually in the ocean. So these buoys actually collect data for the weather prediction, cyclone tracking, and also tsunami early warning systems. We have strong groups working on marine sensor systems, ocean electronics, and ocean acoustics. And we have actually a group working on marine biotechnology. We have a dedicated center, Atal Center for Ocean Science and Technology for Islands in Andaman's Port Blair. If ocean is our karma bhumi, vessels are our floating laboratories and temples. And we already have a small fleet of vessels. We have got one Sagar Nidhi, which is our flagship. It is actually, you can see it, actually it's, you can see it here. It's a 100 meters long vessel which can go up to Antarctic waters, and it is the cause of many of our successes. And now we have welcomed 2 new additions to our fleet, actually Sagar Tara and Sagar Anveshika. These vessels are meant for exploration and research in the Indian EEZ, and Honourable Minister actually launched a vessel, Sagar Tara, a twin of this Sagar Anveshika. Today he is going to dedicate this Sagar Anveshika to the actually to the nation. And NIOT is also is going to play a major role in the forthcoming deep ocean mission of India. which is in the offing. Ministry of Earth Sciences will spearhead this mission, but many other organizations are going to take part in that one. And Chennai port, it is our actually gateway to the ocean. All our voyages start from this place, and we owe our successes to Chennai port. And I am glad to inform you that we always get preferential treatment in this Chennai port. And many of our colleagues actually, we spent a major part of our youth on these jetties. Thank you very much, sir. And it is apt that this dedication ceremony is happening in Chennai port. And it is a challenge for us to organize a function like this outside our premises in these pandemic times. So we had to shortcut many procedures and many customs we had to forego and all. We could not honor the dignitaries and especially Honourable Minister in the way we like. So we ask your actually excuse for that. And sir, your constant support, leadership by example and guidance enthuses us to work harder. We assure you that we will not leave any stone unturned in living up to your expectations. We know that we have many phantoms to die before we sleep. I once again thank you, sir. And your presence means a lot to us, especially in these depressing times. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for briefing the NIOT activities in a nutshell. Now, I would like to request Dr. Rajshekar, Project Director, Vessel Management Cell, NIOT, to present a brief about the Sagar Anveshika.
Good morning, everyone. Honourable Minister, Union Minister, Science and Technology, Ministry of Health Science, Health and Family Welfare. It's a great pleasure, sir, having you here on this auspicious occasion. Chairman Portress, Sri P. Ravindran, has kindly consented to grace this occasion. Thank you so much, sir. And all others. I will briefly give you the history of this ship, Sagar Anveshika. It's a coastal research ship. Augmenting coastal and ocean research capabilities of this country have always been a priority for the Government of India. With this new vessel, Ministry of Earth Science, in fact, the competence of the whole research community is enhanced for the further benefiting of the country and the scientific community of the country. See, these research ships are extremely versatile. They are not, in fact, they are different from the cargo ships with respect to the design, with respect to the utility, with respect to the user requirement, that is a scientific user requirement. And there are many scientific equipments that are fitted in this ship, which are used for the coastal research up to the exclusive economic zone of the country. See, these ships basically have a very low draft and a low windage area and large deck space, basically to meet the requirement of the scientific user. MOS, Ministry of Earth Science, is having a fleet of research vessels for ocean exploration, survey and technology demonstration purpose. Existing coastal research vessel, Sagar Purvi, which is more than 24 years old, and that ship has aged, and to replace Sagar Purvi, we have two ships, that is Sagar Tara and Sagar Anveshika. Sagar Tara was launched by Mrs. Nutan Goyal on 25th December 2018, and ship is currently doing fine and proven for all the sea conditions. And in fact, this pre-launching ceremony of Sagar Tara was also presided by the Honourable Union Minister. This Sagar Tara, in fact, is performing well, and the various users have given a very good feedback about the ship. This second vessel, that's a tin vessel of Sagar Anveshika, has been delivered some time back and built by Titagar Shipyard at Kolkata. They are called Titagar Wagons Limited. And both ships are about 43 meters length, and the draft requirement is about 2.5 meters. And this ship, both Sagar Tara and Anveshika, in this case Sagar Anveshika, can accommodate 8 scientists and 12 crew. It's a small ship and it's basically meant for the coastal research operations. And this ship that is called Sagar Anveshika has got CTD winches, very high, top-notch, latest scientific winches that are fitted on the ship. Though it's a small ship and space constraints are there, so it's actually a very well designed ship, and especially designing small ships for various sea conditions is a difficult task. Thanks to NSTRC, erstwhile NSTRC and now IMU, and of course a good construction by TWL. The ship has come out very well and performing very well, and there has been a very good feedback about the ship. And ship has also got some A-frames for the mechanical handling. There are 2 labs, wet lab and dry lab, which cater for the all scientific community by and large. There is also a drop keel arrangement in the ship, which actually for the acoustic measurements, for the precise acoustic measurement, the drop keel is used. This drop keel can go about 1 meter below the ship's keel whenever the scientific measurements are to be taken. It's a very good arrangement, and it's a latest design that is employed in this ship, in a small ship especially. And it's also the rudders, that is for the navigation. It's a different type of rudders, and which are very well proven. If the design is different, but now it's proven, and hence this will come into force very actively. So these 2 ships are built by Titagar Shipyard, Calcutta, under initiative by the Government of India to promote Make in India policy at a cost of 99.5 crores for both the ships, including the tax. So this ship, the feature of this ship, another feature is both the ships have been constructed and delivered within the contractual cost and within the contractual time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I kindly request Shri P. Ravindran, Chairman Chennai Port Trust, to deliver his address.
Honourable Union Minister, Health and Family Welfare, Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Vardhan ji, Dr. G. A. Ramdas, Dr. Rajshekar, Dr. Purnima from NIOT, other senior officials and scientists from NIOT, officers and staff from Chennai Port Trust, friends from the media. It's a great privilege today for Chennai Port to welcome and host Dr.Harsh ji in this function this morning. I am really indeed grateful, sir, to you for taking time amidst your very, very busy schedule. All of you know Dr. Harsh ji is leading from the front the country's fight against pandemic. He, along with our beloved Prime Minister, I'm sure they are setting an example in the whole world how to fight this pandemic. Thank you very much, sir, for sparing time and coming here. We in Chennai Port, we have been in the service for this nation in the last 138 years. We are one of the 3 major ports in this country, taking care of the import and export trade and the whole economy of this country. We today one of the 12 major ports. We, along with our subsidiary, the Kamarajar Port Limited, have a capacity of 170 million tons, and we have the most modern container terminals on the east coast. We happen to be the gateway for this country. Is one part of our service to this country is the aiding the research by the NIOT. Our relationship NIOT is long-standing. All the ports have been using NIOT for various studies and services, starting from studies, feasibility reports for new ports, siltation studies, dredging surveys, and various model studies, which helps to design modern ports and take up future works. As the director of NIOT put it, we have been having very good cooperation with them, and the modern technology, whatever they produce, we happen, along with the Ennore Port Limited, we happen to be the test beds, and lot of technologies have been commercialized. Just before this meeting, I was being told that the what we are using in our channels, normally it used to be powered by the solar panels, and a new technology has been made by NIOT with wave energy. I'm told the prototype has been even licensed to 3 industries. Like this, NIOT is coming up with a lot of new ideas and technologies which are put into use, which directly relates to our Honourable Prime Minister's policy of Atmanirbhar Bharat. I wish NIOT all the success in their endeavor, and today this is a great occasion for us to host this dedication of this Sagar Anveshika for the nation, and we are very proud to participate in this function. We thank NIOT for selecting us and for giving us an opportunity to be part of this function. I once again thank Dr. Harsh ji for coming here and gracing this occasion. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Next, I kindly request the Director NIOT to honor the Honourable Union Minister with a memento. It's a 3D laser cut glass cuboid model of Sagar Anveshika. Next, I kindly request Dr. D. Rajshekar, Project Director BMC, to honor the Chairman Chennai Port Trust with a memento. Next, I kindly request the Chairman Chennai Port Trust to present a memento to the Honourable Union Minister, please. Thank you, sirs. Next, I kindly request Dr. Vardhan ji, Honourable Union Minister for Earth Sciences, Science and Technology, and Health and Family Welfare, to dedicate the coastal research vessel Sagar Anveshika to the nation by unveiling the plaque. Please give a big round of applause to the Union Minister. I kindly request the distinguished guests to occupy the dais once again, please. Thank you, sir. Now I kindly request our distinguished guest, Dr. Harshvardhan Ji, Honourable Union Minister for Earth Sciences, Science and Technology and Health and Family Welfare, to deliver his address.
It's better.
Good morning,
Morning.
all of you, and a happy new year to all of you. We started with a lot of good news on all the fronts under the dynamic leadership of our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Dr. Ramdas ji, Shri Rajendran ji, Dr. Raja Shekhar ji, Dr. Purnima ji, all the other scientists of NIOT who are present in this function, all the other distinguished officers and members of the Chennai Port Trust involved with this function, and other distinguished guests, friends from the media. It's a very, very happy moment for me and also a very, very satisfying moment. When I look towards this side, I get a glimpse of Sagar Nidhi. And Sagar Nidhi is the ship on which I, along with many of my journalist friends, I think 2-3 years back, I'd spent more than 24 hours in the ocean and had seen from the closest of quarters how things work inside the ship as far as scientific research is concerned. Because this ship probably has a capacity of availing the services of almost 25-30 scientists. It has labs inside it and all types of scientific explorations. I could have a feel of all that. So it's a very, very satisfying experience to say hello to Sagar Nidhi after a long time. And then when I look back, I can see the launch of or the dedication of Sagar Anveshika for the country. I fondly remember that the twin of this ship, Sagar Tara, it was probably the December of 2018, if I am not wrong. And I was particularly told that for the dedication of that ship, you need a woman to perform the puja, and it has to be dedicated by a woman. And so in that program in Kolkata, I was accompanied by my wife because the department persuaded me to bring her. And she had in fact performed the puja for Sagar Tara. And the same company which had in fact worked some Tikam, that's I think Titagar Wagons Limited. They had in fact planned the construction and the development of that ship, and I am told that the Sagar Anveshika is also done by them. So first of all, let me congratulate my department because now they have this so many good coastal research vessels, and the main ones like Sagar Nidhi, Manjusha, Sagar Kanya, Sagar Sampada, And of course, now today added is Sagar Anveshika, and 2 years back we had the Sagar Tara also. So it's a great moment because Ministry of Earth Sciences, I feel, has been doing an exemplary job. It's not only in the oceans but otherwise also for all the research and all the forecasting around weathers, climate, tsunamis and things that sometimes happen inside the oceans. And the history of the last at least 6 years, which I have followed closely, shows that we have been so accurate in our forecasts, and most of the cyclones and other tragedies that could have become very big, they were predicted very well in time, sometimes even 10 days to 2 weeks earlier. And the government and the administration in the respective states and the districts got ample time and ample opportunity to take care of all the precautions so that the lives of people could be protected, their sources of livelihood, their houses could be protected, and this is all what we have seen. I don't want to get into the specifics or the nitty-gritty of all those, starting from Hudhud to the ones that we have seen in the recent past. But the department has done an exemplary job. So I must congratulate them for that. Weather forecasting, we are right now considered to be amongst the top 3-4 nations. Maybe America, England or Japan may be slightly better than us in terms of weather forecasting. We already have a 10 petaflop high performance computing facility, which we intend to improve up to 40 petaflop in the coming years. We are already, through this weather forecasting capability, helping over 43 million farmers. And these 43 million farmers, when they get a small text message from the Ministry of Earth Sciences and particularly the meteorology people, they plan all their activities inside their farms, when to sow and so many, and then scientifically it has been proven that it gives an impact which is almost 50 times of what we have invested to get those predictions. What we invested in 10 petaflop facility, if we compare it with what is the positive gain in the GDP of the country that is produced because of the improvement that the farmers can exercise in their own activities, it's almost like 50,000 crores positive impact in the GDP. So every time we see that there is an improvement, whether it is seismology, planning of microzonation of the cities, doing the research around the causes of earthquakes and maybe some early warnings if we can really give about the earthquakes, or whether it is about the weather forecasting, and new models and new apps have been developed which give real-time information to the people of this country without in fact paying anything. When we talk of the oceans, then we are always reminded of the devastating tsunami of 2004. And all of us remember that the whole country was caught unaware at that time when we had that tsunami. And today, and we don't want to remind the countrymen about how many people lost their lives, how many people lost their houses, and it was a tragedy of a very big magnitude. Now, when we talk or look back and see how much our scientists have been able to develop, so we can very proudly say And when we say we mean it and we have actually delivered at that level, that we are amongst the top. We are the best nation in the whole world predicting or giving early warnings for a tsunami. And where we have never given a false warning, people tell me, my scientists tell me even Japan gives a false warning, but India has never given a false warning. That's the record. And because of this early warning system being generated through the help of our inquiries in Hyderabad, aided by all the scientists, whether in Chennai or other places, who are working for oceans, because all the data and information that are compiled at different places, they are all collated together and then they are converted into results which will help the people. I come back to the oceans. Just now I was told that now we have a capability where we are developing this capability where three people, three scientists can go inside deep, even beyond 3,000 meters, that's beyond 3 kilometers. They can be there for almost 16 hours, but normally it's like 6 hours of going and doing some research, 3-4 hours, and then coming back. And if there is an emergency situation, they can be even there for 72 hours or so, and a lot of research. And this facility also, this capability also that we are developing is only available with 3 countries in the world now. It's India and then Japan and then Belgium. Am I right? And USA also. But anyway, you can look at the whole situation and compare that in a list of 200 countries, only 2-3 countries have been able to develop. This is, I'm talking about this Matsya 6000, where they can go up to 6 kilometers. And he also mentioned about this Samudrayan. It's called the Samudrayan, just like the Gaganyaan. In fact, the type of research that will be helped or expedited or supported with the help of another ship added to our fleet of research vessels by Sagar Anveshika is going to help us in a big way in strengthening the and fulfilling the dream of an Atmanirbhar Bharat, about which the Prime Minister has given a clarion call long back and has been pursuing this matter and pursuing it at all fronts. It's a total all-inclusive type of approach. And the way we have in fact used the wealth of the oceans, and more particularly in our exclusive economic zones within the ocean, about the ocean being a source of good source of water. It was mentioned that we have, and in fact I had the privilege to inaugurate a few of them in Lakshadweep, the desalination plants, and half a dozen desalination plants which are in the process of coming up. This technology that has been developed by the Ministry of Earth Sciences for converting the sea water with the help of desalination into potable water, and I myself I drank that water, and it's very tasty also, and it's maybe as good as any good potable water that we get. So the ocean being used as a source of water, it was mentioned that through the waves we are trying to generate energy, and we have developed oil and other things for that also. Then ocean being developed right now for maybe exploration, at least to be a source of rich source of minerals like manganese, cobalt and nickel, which are so useful now for strengthening the day-to-day many scientific activities which ultimately work for human welfare. there is a big debate going on in the whole world about environmental and concerns related to nature about it, and of course how to be able to use this enormous scientific wealth in the oceans for the welfare of humankind. So these lessons are going to actually help us in a big way to be able to work and strengthen the research around all these living as well as non-living resources within the ocean. And I think the Sagar Sampada, I've visited that Kochi place, Kochi thing also, from where the Sagar Sampada probably operates, and they are all doing with that the research around the living resources inside the ocean and all. So, ocean as a source of energy, ocean as a source of water, ocean as a source of food. The type of messages like informing the fishermen about the potential fishing zones, informing the fishermen about the places which are safe for fishing, and then using all of that as a source of food for strengthening economy. So these oceans are a huge source of wealth of all nature, and there is so much that science has been able to do, and there is still so much that needs to be explored. In fact, ocean is a source of knowledge, and just like the depth of the ocean and the height of the sky, so there is so much to actually do in that particular, and that is why under the dynamic leadership of our Prime Minister, we are one of the most ambitious programs of the government for the future, for which the detailed working is already in very advanced stage, is to launch a deep ocean mission, which will look into all these aspects, strengthen our scientific manpower, strengthen our scientific capabilities, for which we are already in the process, and then also to take the help of big organizations to do it as a big, huge collaborative project of DRDO, ISRO, and people in the IITs and the ISAs and LIT, etc. So this is, I think, a very historic and a satisfying day for me in 2009 to be back to a program of the Earth Sciences Ministry, because 2020 has gone by. 2020 has been an year of, you can say, COVID-19, but people call it as a year of COVID-19, but I call it as a year of science. I call it as a year of the scientific achievements and accomplishments of the scientists, because I have seen that it was not only the health professionals who worked as corona warriors, but the whole scientific community, whether it belonged to biotechnology, CSIR, or any other department. In their own way, every scientist rose to the occasion, and they solved all the challenges that we faced. They converted challenges into blessings, opportunities, and the way we have seen we were the first ones in the whole world to literally isolate the virus, start the genome sequencing months back, about which there is so much of talk with this mutation thing in UK and all, and then storing these viruses in the biorepositories, creating our own indigenous kits, which is almost 1 million kits we are doing, establishing our labs from 1 to almost 2,300, and producing everything that we were supposed to be, that we had seen that we were short of, because we were not producing them in the country. Now we are in a stage where we are exporting most of these things. The discovery around the crafts, the discovery around the repurposing of drugs, the science around the development of the vaccine, and we have seen that 2021 has come with an announcement of 2 million vaccines being given emergency use authorization. I am in Chennai. Of course, I am doing this function, but I came to Chennai yesterday mainly to be part of the mock drill, to be part of the dry run that had been organized yesterday for the whole country to ensure that we start giving vaccination to our health workers, frontline workers, and then take it forward in a big way. So, friends, it's I can talk and talk and talk. So much is there to talk, but we are indeed. I would once again express my gratitude on behalf of all of you to our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has blessed us beyond, I think, words. Whole of 2020, I have seen him from the closest of quarters, leading from the front, not only leading from the front, adopting a proactive and a preemptive strategy, a graded strategy, thinking beyond, imagining beyond what is actually happening today, what might happen 1 month later, and then adopting a preemptive strategy, a preemptive strike. That is how, because of the sustained and good quality intelligent fight against COVID, we find that India is amongst the nations in the whole world where we can very proudly say we have done better than most of the developed nations of the whole world. Out of almost 1 crore 4 lakh people who suffered from COVID, more than 1 crore have already got back to their homes. The rest are, majority of them are on road to recovery. We have the least fatality rate, 1.45% or so, and our recovery rate has gone beyond 96% now, the highest and the lowest in the whole world in terms of testing, tracing, tracking, creating the health facilities and the care centers and the quarantine centers exclusively dedicated to COVID. We have created at least 2 million beds in the country. So on all the fronts, the country could successfully fight COVID, and we sincerely hope that 2021 is going to give us better news, not only on the vaccination front but also in our fight against COVID, which we feel seems to be in the declining phase, as is evident from the data that is available right now. So I wish you, I close my address by wishing you all good health, all my good wishes to all of you for the new year, and I am sure that the scientists will put in more and more of efforts, and Sagar Anveshika will certainly contribute a significant lot in the near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. The event would be incomplete if we fail to thank the people who have played the indissoluble roles in making this event a grand success. May I now welcome Dr. Purnima Jallikal, Project Director EFW, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good morning, dignitaries on the dais and all gathered here. It's really my privilege to propose a vote of thanks today on this wonderful occasion. At the outset, I wish to thank Honourable Minister Dr.Harsh for sparing his busy schedule for dedicating the new coastal research vessel Sagar Anveshika to the nation, and for his wonderful encouraging words. Thank you very much, sir. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Rajivan, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences, for his support in achieving this vessel and for its launching and dedication. Former directors of NIOT, Dr. Chennai and Dr. Atmanand, who were the people who were at the helm when the vessel was made. Present Director Dr. Ramdas supported this event heartily, and our thanks go to him too. I would like to thank Shri P. Ravindran, Chairman Port Trust, and his officials for joining us on this auspicious occasion and extending all support for NIOT activities. I would like to thank Titagarh Shipyard, Kolkata for delivering a good ship on time without any cost overrun, and Captain P.V. Narayanan and his team from ABS Marine for meticulous taking over the ship as well as the wonderful arrangements made here today. I would like to thank the VMC team headed by Dr. Rajshekhar for ensuring timely delivery of the ship. I extend my sincere thanks to all MOES officers and staff of NIOT who are involved in the vessel at all stages, and especially for inputs from the scientists for all the scientific requirements of these vessels. Last but not the least, I thank the organizing team for ensuring the successful completion of this milestone event, and also everyone who has contributed to the making of Sagar Anveshika. I also thank all press and media for their coverage. I would like to say Sagar Anveshika will now go forth in assisting in all the MOES programs to make the nation proud. Thank you and namaskar.
Thank you, ma'am. I kindly request the gathering to rise for the national anthem.
नमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
I now request all the dignitaries to proceed to Sagar Anveshika for a walk around the ship, followed by a group photograph near the ship. Thank you everyone once again. Jai Hind. I kindly request the press and media people to be quiet on ship because there is a restriction. After the walkthrough, there will be a press meet based on the dedication ceremony of Sagar Anveshika to the nation. This is for information.